Hi, I am Jennifer Allen. I am a 6th, 7th, and 8th grade middle school student, middle school teacher, or behavior specialist for the special ed gener- population. Uh, I've been teaching for 4 years, but I've been an interventionist for a year and a half. I've been asked to talk about disrespect and the do's and don'ts of how to handle that with your special ed population. One thing that you need to realize is one, know your student and know what the student's capabilities and disabilities are. With special ed students, every student is different in how you can handle disrespect with them. Disrespect to me is different than disrespect to you or any other teacher. So one thing that you have to understand is looking at me is a sign of respect. A lot of generation is. The generation of students now, they may not have been taught that looking at somebody that is talking to them is a sign of respect. So if you don't have that student looking at you, then don't take it as a sign of disrespect because they may not have been taught that. So you have to really kind of know your limits. And when you're setting up your classroom procedures or your expectations, that's something that you have to teach them because they may not know that. So when you set up a classroom, if you want you want the students to respect you as a teacher by looking at you, by raising your hands, then come in with that. Set that up as an expectation. Teach it to them. Whether, hey, when I'm speaking to you, would you look at me? That's a sign of disrespect. That's a sign of respect for me. If you don't look at me, then that's a sign of disrespect. And you can talk to the students that way. The other thing that you don't want to do is get into when a student is sitting there talking back to you, telling you that they're not going to do something and you can't make them, and you're right, you can't. You're a teacher. You can direct them and just walk away from them. And you can redirect them again and walk away from them. If you get into a power struggle with them, then you're only escalating or giving in to what they want. They're going to disrespect you because you're trying to make them do something. Other other ways, um, it's really difficult. To to teach you all of these things because as you go into your classroom, you're going to learn your students. With special ed students, the ones that I deal with all have behavior plans. And so I have to know exactly what that behavior is that I'm wanting to increase. So if I want them to stop talking or disrespecting their teachers, then I have to increase their respect every time they say thank you. You know, that's really good. I'm proud of you respecting me that way. Or when they say you're welcome, or when they do things that you know as a teacher or that you expect as a teacher to be a sign of respect, then you reward on that side. Then you also have a consequence if they don't. But don't, when you come in and they look at you and call you a name. A lot of times with me, I'm sorry you feel that way. And I'll walk away from them. I don't get it. I don't let them see that them calling me a name bothers me. Yeah, it's disrespectful because I'm an adult and they're still a student or a child. But what they say to me doesn't affect me. And that's one thing that you've got to understand as a teacher is you don't take everything that these students say to heart because you don't know where they're coming from. You don't know if they've had food. You don't know if how their night has been or if they've had medicine, if they're on medicine. There's a whole lot of variables that you have to look at. So you don't want to take anything that students say personal. But you always want to, if you want them to respect you, you've got to show them respect. Saying, every one of my, yes, sir, I say every one of my students. I look at them when they say Miss Allen or Another teacher, I'm glad you said that. Thank you. And I call them sir, or I call them ma'am. That's respect to me. Um, Rolling of eyes, you have to really pick your battles. But as you learn your students and they learn you, then you will have less disrespect if it's taught with them at the same time.
Thank you.
You're welcome.